Good morning, everyone. This is the Med City CPA, and I'm just reading through the 1040 instructions and want to make a short video about filing as a married individual. Okay, so there's a lot of questions about whether you should file married filing joint, whether you can actually file as a married person, or should you file as married filing separate. So in the instructions on page 15, 16 of the 2008 instructions for the Form 1040, there's a section where it says you can check married filing joint. You can check the married filing joint box at the top of the 1040 if any of the following apply. You were married at the end of 2018, even if you did not live with your spouse at the end of 2018. Your spouse died in 2018 and you didn't remarry. You were married at the end of 2018 and your spouse died in 2019 before filing a 2018 return. So you can check married filing joint if any of these apply, right? They can file a joint return even if only one had income or they didn't live together all year long. Both persons must sign the return. Once you file a joint return, you can't choose to file separate returns for that year after the due date of the return. So if you file jointly, you're both jointly and several tax liability, or i.e. responsible for the taxes on there. So if you sign it jointly, you're both responsible. You may want to file separately if you believe your spouse isn't reporting all of his or her income, or you don't want to be responsible for your spouse's income or taxes, right? Okay, so generally married couple can't file a joint return if either spouse is a non-resident alien at any time during the year. However, if you are a non-resident alien or a dual status alien and were married to a U.S. citizen or resident alien at the end of 2018, you can elect to be treated as a resident alien and file a joint return. So generally, a non-resident alien can't file. However, if you're married to a U.S. citizen or resident alien at the end of 2018, you can elect to be treated as a resident alien and file a joint return. So what happens if you want to file separately, right? Well, then you just check the box and put in the information. Be sure to enter your spouse's Social Security number or ITIN and just say you're going to file separately, right? So just some things to consider. That's always a question that pops up. Well, can I even file as a married person? And if I file as a married person, what can I file as, right? Here it says you may be able to file as head of household if you had a child live with you and you lived apart from your spouse during the last 6 months. So it gets a little bit complicated if you want to file separately, but you may be able to file head of household. Let's see. There you go. So you're married who living apart. So right here, married persons live apart even if you weren't divorced or legally separated, and you're considered unmarried if all the following apply. You lived apart from your spouse for the last 6 months. You file a separate return from your spouse. You paid over half the cost of keeping your home for 2018. Your home was the main home of your child, stepchild, father for more than half of 2018. So there's an exception to that rule, of course. Let's see. You can claim this child as your dependent or could claim except yada yada. Who called? So if you got it separated, there's special rules. So head of household, that's completely separate issue. But here we just want to focus on married filing jointly versus married filing separately. So hopefully this has been helpful.